new show.
Some strange things.
Yeah, Stranger by the Dozen, the new comedy series from John Arquette. Stranger Things, the sensation, sweep the nation via Netflix. The revolution will not be televised; it will be streamed at 1080p. Although sometimes it'll be at a much lower resolution.
On the very last episode.
Because it's a revolution, god damn it. And we're fighting for our lives. So yeah, we're going to talk Stranger Things. We're going to play some Ultimate Movie Championship 80s edition, since this show is very steeped. It is dipped in 80s.
Slathered in 80s.
Yeah. You just finished it yesterday.
Yes.
And I finished it again for the first time yesterday.
This picture also reminds me a lot of like the Star Wars poster.
Yeah. I mean, just there's a lot of visual shots that are
Homeboy looks like Indiana Jones.
Yeah. For sure. He was totally an Indiana Jones character, the sheriff. The kids at times are from
Stand By
Me or Goonies, or the movie where they're playing Dungeons and Dragons. Then the teenagers were from like a horror film, because there's sex and they're on like this weird mystery, and the parents are the adults. Like everybody was involved. It wasn't just like the kids. Everybody thinks the kids are crazy because they're kids. They all don't give a shit about the other people. They're all on their own. They're like, fuck my kids, fuck my young kids and my teenagers. I guess for what's her face? Winona Ryder. Overall, what'd you think of the show? You've heard a lot of hype.
I heard a lot of hype.
And
I kind of waited for a while.
Yeah.
Let the hype train settle down.
Yeah. I was nervous to watch it because of the hype. I'm like, it's 80s shit. It's just going to be like, it's going to be 80s references all over the place.
I fucking loved it.
Yeah.
Like, it felt so 80s.
Yeah.
Like, the way it was shot, the way it was acted, everything.
Casting was awesome. The kids were super.
The kids were great.
It wasn't just like a lot of Hollywood shit where it's just like generic, attractive person.
Yeah.
Like, she's like also a singer, but this is her acting. It was like fucking, they all just looked like regular kids.
And I will say, like, the first episode, it's suspenseful, but it's slow. Like, it takes a minute for this show to really get.
The show in general is kind of slow, but it does take a little bit to get into it.
It really did.
But it doesn't take like...
I was still into it from the beginning.
Yeah.
It didn't take me out of it.
Yeah.
But because I felt that there was a big buildup. And, like, I will say at the end, where I was like, this is the last episode. I know how long an episode is.
Yeah.
But they're going to have a hard time cramming a bunch of answers into this shit.
Yeah.
And
they don't have to.
They really didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't have to.
No. Because they want to do more. And they're going to do more, from what it seems.
I wasn't sure if it was shot as a one-off and then they decided that...
Yeah.
Or if they knew from the beginning that they had planned on...
I mean, it doesn't really... It sets up stuff in the last episode that's like... But it didn't really have anything to do with the story previous. But anyway, I don't want to get into the end yet. Overall, like 80s wise, like the soundtrack 80s shots are like reminiscent of shots, but not like exact shots from iconic shots from movies. Yeah, I don't know. It was so great.
I mean, there were so many like homage references.
Yeah.
You got like an E.T. one,
like
a couple
even the
Star
E.T.
Wars.
one isn't like E.T.
No.
Like, it could have been E.T., where it's just, like, it could have just exactly copied E.T. and, like, kids fly.
Yeah.
It wasn't that. And it was its own very fucking crazy. I mean, remember when I saw that moment for the first time, I was like, oh, that's so badass.
Yeah.
You know? But everything was so well done. Even, like, how crazy people were. Like, it didn't really seem, for the most part, it didn't seem like, what the fuck are they doing? Like, even Winona Ryder's insanity... like kind of made sense for her character.
And
She's
because
kind of
we
like a
were
crazy
seeing
mom.
what she supposedly was seeing.
Yeah.
But then we found out she really was seeing
Because we
this.
buy everybody's storyline because we've seen it.
Yeah.
Like, they don't realize they haven't seen, like, the parents have no idea that the kids have their own things. They don't know they have a fucking person within their midst that's living underneath their house.
We have a
then like the teenagers,
superhero, and
that actually saw the thing.
The teenagers have fucking. He has a picture of it.
Yeah. I love the whole. It's like all the characters are well defined, which is kind of an 80s thing also. Like that's the great thing about 80s movies.
Even
like they're all like
even the teenage girl's boyfriend Steve or whatever.
Yeah.
Like they give him
he's like a douchebag that kind of finds redemption. Yeah.
Yeah, it was they really set everyone up well. Except maybe 11. I mean,
I think she was the best part of it.
Oh, best part by far. But
Yeah.
I'm saying, and that was intentional because you're keeping it vague.
Yeah. But like where she's from, or well, she's like her mom was part of MK Ultra.
Is that really her mom?
I mean, that's what it's setting up that she is, and it that would explain why her child would be there if she was part of this experiment. Gave birth to the kid. They booted her because she's crazy, but they kept the kid. Well, they found out the kid's got some abilities.
The sister said she lost the kid at 3 months. Like, she was only 3 months pregnant. So they took it out.
Maybe.
If that happened.
But she doesn't know. I mean, was she locked up in the MK Ultra thing, too?
Well, I think
I'm sure that's just the story she was told.
Probably
They're like, oh, the doctors told me. This like, oh, she, when she was released from the loony bin. I don't know. Like I mean, they could do.
Yeah.
You could definitely.
You could take it anyway.
They didn't really go into that government facility at all, really. Like you kind of saw elements of what they were doing, but it was never like there was never a scene where it's like we're the organization of da da da, and this is our mission statement, and this is what we're doing. You just kind of saw glimpses of things and how they were using 11 or different aspects of it. So they could definitely, and how it ends. I mean, it's clearly, it's almost like, I don't remember a lot of, God damn it, what's that called? Not Twilight Zone. The one with,
X-Files?
X-Files. Like, there was that kind of like them kind of entity. And you never really saw what them did. But David Duchovny's always like, it's them.
Here's one thing that, what were they... What was that entity trying to fucking do? Because
the government organization?
Yes, but like, all right.
I mean, they had somebody who had abilities to like, I think it was to like find people, but then in that they unlocked this portal to, because she was like given photos, like find this person. So they were probably using her for like locating people, kind of like X-Men or whatever.
Yeah.
That thing where it's like, oh, he's over there or whatever. That's that's what it seemed like. And then shit got fucked up. And she unlocked the portal to the
She did that by touching
down.
the thing.
Well, I mean, I don't know if that's when it happened.
She probably had a power release.
That whole thing was like, I mean, who knows?
But
at
still,
what point. They don't explain it. Which is fine.
But I'm saying,
I don't want them to explain it.
All I'm saying is that seems like a really fucking bad idea. I mean,
what?
Go find that monster.
That's not what she was doing.
In the other place?
She was
in the upside down.
She was looking for.
They told her because she went in one time and saw it.
Yeah.
Freaked the fuck out.
Yeah.
Ran out screaming her like in her thing, and then she was screaming in the tank. And then Modine came up and he was like, "Hey, this time I need you."
Well, it opened up a portal in part of their facility where you just literally go through the hallway and it gets all snowy and dark.
I'm saying this is in.
So it's like they want him to.
How that portal got opened was through that.
Through the first encounter.
When she touched it.
Right. So yeah, of course, they don't give a shit about her. She's a tool. She's a
no,
scientific
I wasn't
tool.
saying that. I'm just
so
saying,
that's why they would send her back.
Hey,
Well, if you open up a portal,
you got to touch. You can't just open up a portal and not touch something.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly.
Go touch that monster, little girl.
Well, it's like,
oh shit.
They don't know exactly what caused. I'm sure like things happen at the same time, but correlation isn't causation. But I'm saying
she could go into the upside down in a sensory deprivation tank,
which she
didn't need a portal. But through going there and touching it,
I don't think she was actually
an actual
in it, though.
Portal.
I think it was the same as when she was finding somebody on the right side up, like just on Earth. But now she was able to go to the upside down also, but just mentally. She's not like she transported from the sensory deprivation to the upside down like the kid did, or the kids did, the other kids did. She was just mentally going there, and then when she loses focus, it's like she gets zapped back out. So I don't know. It's a weird. I was fine with all of that, like how she got through it. I was
fine with all of it.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is, another.
Why would you explore a portal when you're clearly
touch the monster?
When you're clearly
don't touch the monster.
Yeah, but I don't know what like is she touching the monster or is it like she's like is she there? Like she's not actually teleporting there.
Well, maybe she's like astral projecting so she can still touch shit. I don't know.
Yeah,
she's
exactly.
She's magic anyway.
Yeah, but the monster's not necessarily normal.
No.
Yeah, he was able to like, he was able to kind of just show up through wherever, like kind of jump through walls and shit. He didn't have to go through the portal, and there were multiple portals.
No, I think he had to come out of.
It's kind of weird. The rules are kind of weird, but it doesn't really matter.
Then what was? Yeah, it was
because there was the tree portal.
Yeah,
and then there's the main portal in the facility.
But he kept trying to go through the walls in that house. And
he went through the walls in the facility too. I don't know. Maybe just he's able to manifest through drywall or something. I have no idea. But it's a great show. Like that, I don't really have any problems necessarily with anything in the show.
No.
Like even the pacing, like not True Blood, Bloodline, fucking great show, but super slow. Like you gotta watch a few episodes before you kind of get a handle on all the different characters and what the fuck is going on. But well worth it. This one's just fucking pretty much for the first episode might be a little draggy, but it kind of picks up right when everything kind of gets going.
Once the characters are established,
once you see the first episode, it's like this is what's happening. This is what the show's about. We're trying to find this kid that disappeared, and this other kid just shows up out of nowhere, and then all hell breaks loose. But I'm excited for the next one.
Oh yeah.
This is like the first real thing these directors did, the Duffer Brothers.
Yeah, I'd never heard of them before.
I think they just done maybe a short film, but this is like the first.
A lot of sibling director duos.
It works well, man. Yeah. They do. There's a lot of big ones.
The Wachowskis,
Farrelly Brothers, Coen Brothers, these guys, the Duplass Brothers. Yeah, there's a lot of director. The Nolan and his brother writes a lot
that did Civil War
screenplay,
and used to direct Community. What the fuck are their names?
I don't know, but I don't
know why I'm
there's
blanking
a bunch
on that
of them,
one. Yeah,
there's a lot considering for like that kind of profession. I mean, if it's a collaborative profession anyway, because you're working with, all kinds of shit.
Yeah,
that'd be a stressful job. But they pulled this shit off great. The music, everything's like reminiscent of 80s shit, but doesn't like try and steal anything. It doesn't have like the music is super 80s, but it doesn't like sound like any soundtrack. It's like, oh, this is Last Starfighter, or like it has its own unique sound. It has its own unique. It just has like
hints and tones.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like some movies where you don't know what the fuck's going on if you don't get the references. It's, hey, if you get these references, that's an added bonus.
Yeah, it's just Easter eggs.
Yeah.
I loved the Toothless Kid.
Yeah, all the kids are awesome, man.
All of them.
The one that got kidnapped was probably, but you didn't really get to see much.
You
from
never
him.
got to see that kid. Like he was in the first episode, in the very last, and then a voice
flashbacks
and a few light bulb flashes.
Well, there's a couple flashback scenes where he's listening to music with his brother. He's like, "Don't listen to that music they tell you to. Listen to the Clash."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great show.
The
man.
sheriff starts out as a dickbag, but like,
yeah, I didn't really like him at first, but then he comes
like
through, man.
Yeah,
I heard a lot of people that didn't like fucking
Winona
Ryder's character.
I thought she was great.
Yeah, I just don't. I think they
super distraught mother. I think she nailed that shit.
Yeah, they probably grew up with like normal moms or something
on
like
the fucking edge of a mental breakdown. Yeah,
exactly.
I've seen that shit, and she did a real good job.
Yeah, I loved it. I had no problem with it at all. I don't really have a problem with everything, man. There was nothing really.
11 was by far the best, and she barely had to talk.
Yeah, it's talking isn't necessary, and it would be weird, like if she just comes out, just like, "Hey, what's up?"
And it's
like just knowing.
Yeah, it's so weird too. Like when you're a child star, we've seen it in everything, Harry Potter and all these other shit. Where like if they do another season, these kids are gonna be seriously older looking by the time they film it,
but it could be
because
years
it's
later.
probably been a year and a half, and you know what a year and a half does to a kid like that.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be the first show that's done it.
That kid's probably got teeth.
You just
now.
write it into the script.
Yeah.
Just don't be stupid when you're writing it. You got to take into account what people fucking look like, which they could do, because it's like it could easily be a stretch of time between this and the next one, because they just kind of set shit up, and then they could just go back and answer
a whole season 2, and
they may have known where they wanted to, because they clearly started setting other things up. So they may have had an idea where they want to go. Yeah, but they may have an idea where I would hope you're just going to throw in like, oh, we need to have like this kind of like crazy, like almost PTSD flashback scene or whatever the fuck that was, and then we need to have this guy mysteriously go off with the government, and it's like, I would hope they know where those things are going. They're not just like, oh, let's just do this. I would hope.
All right, if
it's gonna be good, like all the great shows, like they kind of know where they're well thought out shows.
Yeah,
But who knows?
I got a good. I got a good one that I still I love the entire thing, but we're sitting here trying to delve into it.
Yeah.
All right, they save Will. Right, they go in there and they fucking save the kid. Yeah. They fucking bring him back to life. But yet the young girl, who's Steve's girlfriend and the sister to the main young boy through the thing. Her best friend.
Yeah, but she was already
got
known to be dead,
and no one
well, she was found out to be dead. So when they're going in, she's dead.
Where?
That was the first when they made the spoilers. Well, I'll try and dance around it. Towards the end, where they make the thing for 11 so she can go back. The first thing she did was look for her, and she had the issues. And that's kind of, I didn't really like that when they started like trying to calm her down. Like that totally defeats the purpose of what she's doing.
We're not in a sensory deprivation tank now.
Exactly. So it's like, so that was the first thing. So they just went off of that.
But it just looked like you couldn't tell what it was. Like I didn't know if like 11 just thought it was.
She's I would trust her considering what she has to do to like. I don't know anybody else that can do that, so I'll take her word on it. She's got this special ability. She seemed pretty passionate about it.
But she's not big on vocabulary.
I know, but that she hit the right words. It's like, what does that mean? It's like, oh, we know what that means. We don't need to look for her. But she could still, that doesn't necessarily mean that, they write an excuse for her to come back, or maybe she's dead and then comes back through, like, haunts people. I don't know. They haven't really clearly defined all the aspects of the craziness that happens. It's still very strange things.
Very strange.
We don't know. They're like, oh, these are just weird things, but we know why they're happening. So who knows where they could go with it? Because maybe this isn't the only kind of. Maybe there's like this the sideways,
The sideways,
or the upside up down, the invert,
the other side.
Who knows? Who knows where they take it? Maybe it'll just be like
The
into
dark
a
side?
DMT trip, and then it's just like a fucking everybody's
Heaven.
Like, what the fuck is going on?